Well, hello, everybody. It is our favorite night of the week. It is Wednesday night. So we just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. It is your favorite power team, and we are definitely in the building. So
Building.
if this is your first time rocking with us, we would like to say we truly, truly, truly appreciate you choosing to rock with us because we already know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be right here with us.
Right here.
So, for those of you guys that don't know who we are, we would like to go ahead and formally introduce ourselves. I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
And it's your boy, Dr. Real, Mr. Motivational. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
Y'all know we got a lot of stuff we want to talk about tonight. So y'all just make sure y'all continue to rock with us so y'all can catch all of the good news, all the things that we like to share, the hot, juicy topics. Y'all, we love the engagement. So make sure that you guys chime in. It's okay to share what it is that you want to share. You know, we'll highlight it and put it up here on the screen, but we really, really like when you guys interact with us. So again, thanks so much for rocking with us here tonight. We look forward to our Wednesday nights so that we can rock with you guys.
Yes, engage with us.
So,
tell a friend and tell a friend. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about, y'all, it hit this morning. It was so crazy here in the Dallas area. Well, actually, not too far from where I live. It was like in a Mansfield area. And it was a shooting at the school. Hey, Damien, thanks for joining us. It was a shooting at the school at Timberview. Timberview High School had a shooting. And allegedly, the guy, they said that this guy had been bullied. I actually watched the video, and y'all, when I watched the video, it was more so of like I'm standing there watching it on a video versus imagining the people that were in school when this was all going down. Could you imagine just being in the classroom? And I kept hearing the teacher, she was just like, I need help, you know, and they tore that classroom up. So, you know, what happened was a couple of the kids, you know how we do, we pulled out our phones and they started recording what was going on. So it gave us that footage of like real live what took place in that classroom. Last I saw, I think they did arrest the guy when he came back with the gun, because that was his way of retaliating. Like, you know, hey, you're going to do this to me or whatever you guys have been doing to me. You're not going to do this again. And he comes back with the gun. I heard that I don't know if anybody is, if it was fatal. I do know that there was a there was a teacher that was pregnant. She got hurt, but she's okay. There was a couple of people that were rushed to the hospital, about 3 or 4 other people that were rushed to the hospital that had to get checked out also. And I think they eventually end up catching him. Again, watching the video, it looked as if like they just had a couple of words. I did hear them screaming out some gang stuff, you know, like on blood. They were saying stuff like that. And they tore that classroom up. So, you know, one of the things that we have to start doing is we got to stop being, and I'm not saying this is their situation, like these, I don't know who these people are, but it seems like there's a whole lot of friendship type things going on with adults and their kids versus parenting. And, you know, these kids, they begin to take matters in their own hands and feel the need to defend themselves a lot because they feel like they are able to handle it. You know, it's a lot of pressure. I heard that he was being bullied or whatever the case may be. I don't know if he told his parents about it, but to me, he felt like I got to defend myself and I'm going to take matters in my own hand. And we're going to get on some grown-up stuff. And he came back, you know, shooting. And it was just crazy. It was really, really crazy. People were afraid, you know, they had to go get their kids from the school. It took forever for them to, you know, reunite kids with their mothers, you know, and their fathers. It was just a crazy, crazy situation. And then when that was all over, I seen another update. There was another shooting somewhere else in Dallas. I'm like, I'm so sick of these damn guns. Like, where y'all getting them from? Is it buy one get one free? Is it they passing them out like trick or treat, Halloween candy? What is going on?
It's like we were talking backstage, and it's like I said, life is not valued anymore on any level. Mm-hmm. even from a child's eyes, it's not valued because you bully me. I feel the need to murder you. Like,
right.
That shouldn't be the next step. Is I'm gonna get a gun and kill you because you bully me. You know,
right.
I think that in America, this has become so commonplace. It's almost like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you shouldn't say that, but I'm just looking at just as an example. That's how we feel about it because it's so commonplace. We become kind of numb to it because it's happened so much. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, this never happened. You know,
never.
I don't remember. I think remember that movie, The Basketball Diaries. That's the first example on film that I saw a child come in. That was Leonardo DiCaprio played the character, came in and killed his classmates. And then not long after that, if I'm not mistaken, you had Columbine. So it's like anything, does life imitate art or does art imitate life? Because a lot of times we'll see stuff on movies and be like, oh man, that would never happen. And then you see it translate into the real life later on. And they're like Fernando said, there's different levels of bullying. But yeah, I got bullied as a kid, and I never thought, let me go get my grandma a gun and go kill him. We just gonna square up because, like, eventually, right. And a bully is just somebody who preys on somebody that feels weaker than them. And if you stand up to most bullies and show them you're not scared of them, that takes that power away from them. You know what I'm saying? Right. Not all of them. Some people are just mean people. They just don't give a damn, and they'll beat you down every time they see you, and they don't care if you whatever. But for the most part, right. I mean, you got to kind of talk it out. And I know it doesn't work that way. You got cyberbullying now where they can just spread rumors about you on social media and then everybody's looking at you tomorrow like they see you naked. You know what I'm saying? There's so many ways of doing stuff. And I get that. I wouldn't want to be a kid nowadays. Because there's too much going on in their young minds and they're sponges. They're just absorbing all this stuff in because they have everything in their face. Like, you remember, I know I'm a little bit older than you, but do you remember like at 8 o'clock, you didn't have sex on TV? There was nothing like nothing. It was almost clean. It was clean. And then slowly but surely, they started saying damn and hell. And now on most shows, they can say
anything.
You is almost you know what I'm saying? The F-bomb and MFA is not hard to hear no more. So they're exposed to so much stuff that they become numb, I believe, to just what happens. They become numb to sex, they become numb to violence, they become numb to drug usage because they hear it in the music, they see it on TV. A lot of them got young parents, they probably witnessed it at home, and then their friends. So I mean, they're just bombarded with so much negativity. It's sad. I feel for them. I wouldn't want to be a kid nowadays.
Right. And to Fernando's point, I'm gonna put it back up here, guys, so you all can see it. I understand what he's saying. But he says bullying is now different from when we were kids. Bullying is still bullying, but it's handled differently now. But the reason it's handled differently now, I believe, is that everything is so superficial. You know, back in the day, if you got to fight, you're getting bullied. You know, everybody stand around in a circle, or everybody laugh, and you get up, dust yourself off, and try again. You know, and that's it. But now it's all about a certain image. It's all about, I believe when I watched that video, I saw the girls in the classroom. I saw them putting like little stuff on their social media sites. I believe that guy was very embarrassed and felt like you can't do me like this in front of these people. Like it went to a whole nother level at that point. Yeah, it was bullying, but now I got to handle my business to let everybody know who's boss. You know, it's different because we've made things look different. You know, just the stuff that these people see, and it has to. It keeps happening. And I don't know. I don't know how would we bring this to an end? Like, what do you do? Nobody's trying to look crazy anymore. Everybody's concerned about what they look like, who's the GOAT, and all this extra stuff.
Because right now, everything's a brand almost. Even if you don't have fame, your image is your brand. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's your word. So with the uprising of social media, everything is about attention. Like I said before, attention is the most sought drug in the world right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody wants that 15 seconds. They want that. Oh, I hope I put this on and I go viral. Like that's people's life goal is to go viral. Like, okay, so you embarrass yourself for maybe a day or two of people loving on it, and you might become a meme. But what does that really mean in grand scale of things?
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You sacrifice your self-respect and other things, and maybe cost yourself jobs because it's this image. Because once you put something on digital, it's there forever. I don't care how much you erase it off. It's there. Like once you put it out there, it's out there.
And now you have a record. And what's happening is that this happened at high school. So of course we already know you haven't made it out of high school. And now when whatever plans that you have for the future, all this stuff is following you. And it's a lot of things happen within a blink of an eye that could have really went some other ways. I mean, think about the teacher that was pregnant. You could have got a whole nother person involved because she's carrying some man baby in her stomach. And these men, I'm surprised he didn't come to the school looking for somebody. Like you could almost hurt his woman and his baby she carrying. Like this within a blink of an eye, so many different things took place where we have to stop. We have to figure this thing out. We got to stop making it so. I'm just not gonna even put in my mind that he went home and had a conversation and discussed this, and someone gave him a gun and said, "Go handle your business." I'm not gonna even. I think that happened because it's crazy, and now unfortunately, a lot of things then took place, and it's sad. So
very sad.
We gotta create more awareness around other things that look cool, so that our kids can have something to look up to versus these guns and this jewelry and all these things in these videos. So that they don't feel that they have to do these things just to be cool. We got to switch it up. We got to switch some stuff up.
I mean, so coming up, Run DMC had all on the Dookie gold on and everything, and I never wanted to hurt nobody to look like that. That just never crossed my mind that I have to go hurt somebody just to look a certain part. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, young kids, if you're listening or your parents listening, if you're fake, I'm gonna tell you this right now. A situation will arise where the real you will have to show up. I promise you that. So if you are a fake thug, there's going to be a situation that's going to arise where the real you is going to be exposed. So don't be who you are. If you're the one who loved to read Harry Potter books, and damn it, read them books. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The world is now so open that you can be whatever you want to be and be outright with it. And if you judge them in any kind of way, people are going to attack you for judging them. So basically right now you can be whoever you want to be. Who thought 30 years ago that it'd be cool to publicly like comic books? Like the Marvel stuff that everybody's going crazy for now. 30 years ago, you've been clown for that. You like comic books. You read about Superman, the Hulk. I mean, now you got people dressing up like it. You know what I'm saying? So just be yourself. And if somebody's bullying you, there's people to talk to, and I understand that sometimes you can talk to adults about it, and they give you the same story or the same conversation. Yeah, we're going to report to authorities, blah, blah, blah. But we know in the real world, people can catch you in the bathroom. They can catch you in places where ain't no cameras at, and it can be a problem. Right. But still tell somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's not snitching, y'all. If four people about to beat me down, I'm gonna say something about it. I'm sorry. You're just not gonna whoop on me like that. Ain't happening. And so report it, guys. The kids, report it, because those little things can scar you for life if you allow it to.
For life. It's true.
They can scar you for life. True. So, do the right thing. Talk to your parents. Don't talk at them. Talk to them. And parents, listen, and don't try to always give advice. Just listen, because again, they're growing up in a different world than we did. It's totally not different. It's a totally different world.
Totally different world. So again, prayers to those people that were involved in everything that took place today at that school. Hopefully, this stuff will stop happening. We gotta get ahead of the curve. We gotta be more, we gotta be proactive versus being reactive. And this is just one of those things that just happen, unfortunately. Um, Moving on, I wanted to talk about some of the other current events that's going on and some of the things that took place. I don't know if you all are on here and you possibly have made purchased tickets to a concert that was supposed to take place. I think it was actually supposed to take place on Sunday, but they end up changing it to like yesterday. So it was the Bone Thugs in Harmony, and it was TLC. They were at like Toyota Factory here in Dallas. And I got some inside scoop on this, y'all. I think they took a lot of people's money. Now, I've been hearing of certain states and certain areas where if you don't have your vaccination card, if you can't show proof that you've been vaccinated, you can't get into those stadiums and things like that. Well, this particular situation was a little different because they didn't actually have anything on their website to say this. And so these people bought these tickets a couple months ago. And when they all showed up at the door, they would not allow them to get in. And they had the option to have their card, or they had the option to actually have results showing that they took the test and it tested negative within 72 hours. So needless to say, it was a lot of people outside that building last night, highly upset because they paid for parking and they paid for these tickets and they could not get in. That was deep. Like, you've already took these people's money and you yelling out the door saying, hey, y'all, well, guess what? You might as well turn around, but you already took their money.
Right. But
I think that
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I noticed I was looking at a couple of concerts coming here, and that's like on her concert, that's on her deal about you need to have either a vaccination card with you or a current negative COVID test. But like in New York and in San Francisco, you have to have that. Like if you want to go to see the Knicks play, or you want to go, go check out any kind of sporting event or any venue now, they have to where you have to have your vaccination card. And I'm like, that's going to be a standard that if it works in those bigger cities, it's going to spread everywhere, because it's going to get to the point where like that's going to be your entrance to things. And I knew that was coming. It's going to be your entrance to things. It's 12 and older from what I found out for Dallas, not Dallas, but San Francisco and New York. Like it's like Kyrie Irving as a basketball player, he can't even play in his own home games if he's not vaccinated, and he's refusing to get it. Wow. He's about to lose like $14 million if he doesn't play. Like that's how he's against it. So it's going to be a thing for jobs, because there's jobs I've already heard talking about it. So I feel bad for him to go and see it. I didn't know T-Bob was even there because she was sick like last week or something with her. She had
she was there, I think, because I think she wasn't going to be able to make it for Sunday. But like I said, they rescheduled it till yesterday. She said, oh no, I don't need to go to any concert that badly. But here's the thing though. Speaking of what you just said, Dr. Real, there's a lot of people that's holding out on the threat of being fired due to them not being vaccinated. And I guess in a lot of places that deadline is getting really, really close, but you got some people that's really standing up saying, yeah, we ain't doing it. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because they have the option to show proof, they took the test and they didn't test positive, but they're saying you have to be vaccinated as well. So I think they're going to try to wean out the part where you come in and just have to test every week or something, because that's going to get too hectic. They're going to say, bump that, you need a card.
It's going to go to the vaccination. It's not going to say it's going to be required, but it's going to be no different than you trying to send your kid to college without the meningitis vaccination. Like, they can't go to school without that. I don't give a damn how smart they are. They don't have the meningitis shot, they ain't going. So I kind of equate it to that. I mean, I understand that, and I know there's got to be some legality with it, how you kind of make them do it. But then again, like I said, if you put it towards like the meningitis shot, you got to have that, right? Like it's an option. You got to have it to go to college. Now, when you come to jobs, I don't know how they can make that stick. Even though this is very similar to what I said, I don't know how they can make that stick because I'm coming to work for you because I want to. And the same cause in a way too, but I understand meningitis is so deadly. I get it. You know, it takes nothing for it to spread like wildfire, which is COVID is the same thing. It takes nothing to spread like wildfire. But however, there was 2 players in the NBA that didn't want to do it. Anthony Wiggins, and he plays for the Golden State, and Kyrie. Wiggins tried to use a religious exemption, and the NBA was like, "Nah, son, nope. You either gonna get this vaccination, or we gonna take some of your money, and you can play half your games because you
right." So what you want to do?
So yesterday, that religious exemption went away, and he went and got vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Because money talk. Like you gonna take a $14 to $15 million of my money versus me getting which one I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I applaud Kyrie for standing his ground. He's hurting his team, obviously, but man, if you can lose $14.3 million for not playing, bro, I salute you. I salute you. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and get them shots, fam. $14 million. If I grow extra ass, I'm just gonna have to get a bigger seat. It's
crazy. It is getting crazy out here. I also heard that they have a pill now. That they have. They didn't say that it's 100% ready to go. But they did say about 50%. Did they mention about it's 50% accurate, or they would recommend it 50% versus some other stuff, I guess, that they've been trying and experimenting with. I don't really know what's the purpose of the pill. I guess this is if people, you got some people that are scared to take shots, possibly maybe needles. They're afraid of needles, and you're saying, guess what? We got a pill for you. Right. Like what the, I don't know, but it's
when this thing first came out, and earlier in the podcast we talked about it, I was dead set against it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then I really started, of course, after I got sick, it really got like, you need to handle business. But just even before that, I was going to get it anyway, prior to that. Right. Because I just started thinking about the stuff that we use daily that we don't really know what's in it. But because the majority said it's all good, we go ahead and do it. Like, for those out there that smoke marijuana, you don't know what your weed man do. That weed probably didn't give it to you. You don't know if he put a bomb fluid on it or whatever he do with it, and then you buy from him and roll up and smoke. You don't know what he did to you. You don't know what's in what's in cortisol. Why some drugs you take that are legal from the pharmacy, you got to get your kidneys checked to make sure they're not damaging your kidneys. Like there's so much stuff that we deal with on a daily basis, like your food. You have no idea how clean Sam's chicken and catfish is, but the food bomb, the food banging, it's it's busting, you're gonna go there and eat. You know what I'm saying?
What though? I think it's more so, Dr. Real, the visual. I could think about some things and I can get either grossed out or I cannot like it based on me visualizing what's taking place. So when we compare the food, or if we compare things we may drink or something like that, my vision, as I close my eyes and picture what that may look like, I'm thinking if I'm tasting or eating something, it's slowly dissecting and going into my body, I could throw up, or either I can, it's kind of like it's sneaking up on me. But when I picture something going straight to my bloodstream or something like that, to me, it's a little bit more hectic. And I think that's the part that people are possibly thinking and picturing versus the slow-mo type thing. Even though you're right, it could possibly impact you either way, whatever it is, because we don't know what people are doing. Right. But I think it's that whole, when you shoot something in me, now it's there. How can I get rid of that? I can't throw up and get that out of my system. I can't do, so, and I'm speaking in reference of me. That's how I would picture it. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people that possibly may, but I can only speak for me.
I just think the way they went about their communication with it made people more hesitant. Like, why are you offering me free coffee and donuts to do this? Why are you offering me a lottery? You put me into a lottery to win money, or you're giving the kids $200 at school. They take the vaccine. Like, why are you doing that?
That makes
you a little suspect. Like, okay, you ain't doing that for measles. You're not doing that for the shots you get to my baby when they born. All the shots they get when they little. So why, you know what I'm saying? Why are you pushing this agenda so hard? And we're so mistrustful of the government because, and rightfully so, they've done so much crap and lied about so much stuff that it's hard to believe anything they say.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But just like I tell everybody, do your own research. Facebook is not where you need to get your information from or from a meme. Read more than one perspective. You can't read just one article in the New York Times and say, okay, well, that's it. You got to read more. And then make an informed decision. Don't just listen to your homegirl. I ain't never been sick and I done licked the pole before. Okay, well, that's you. You know what I'm saying? That's your immune system. I might not be built like that. You know what I'm saying? So just do your research. Do your own research. Don't listen to grandma them. You know what I'm saying? And your hotel brother that's super anti-government, because he's not going to give you a perspective that's not altered or slanted in his favor. He's not going to give you the middle ground. You can decide. It's going to be strictly, they're putting a chip in you. Why they need a chip when you got a cell phone? They know your ass hit all day. Like, come on now. Like, if you don't cut your doggone location off, they know where you are 24/7. They probably know where you are when you have it off. Come on now.
Those are facts. Those are facts.
Be real about
it. So, y'all, we just got so much going on. I love just discussing these different topics with you guys so that we can get everyone's opinion, your perspective, how you feel about these things. Another thing that was so crazy to me the other day, guys, when Facebook actually shut down. Facebook was shut down for Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and a couple of other things. It was actually shut down for about 6 or 7 hours. And they were talking about all the money that Mark lost when he lost all this money. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I did not know. And I know I ain't the only one, so forgive me. But do y'all got those parents or grandparents that's on Facebook and they don't really know how to use their phones or social media that good anyways? So when you're talking to them, you're assuming like you listening, but you really confused. Well, that was me. So when this went down, my mom, she called me, y'all, for real, true story. And when she was talking to me about it, she was like, she kept saying something about the notifications. And she's like, she's like, well, ain't something going on with my notifications? Is something going on with your notifications? I said, no. I was like, you got the option to turn them on or off. I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? Mm-hmm. I was like, got the option to turn them on. Now I said, you might want to go check your settings. No, was my Wi-Fi connected? Like she was really, y'all, explaining to me. And I swear I did not know until a couple of hours after that conversation of talking with her, because in my mind, I'm thinking this is some stuff that she always talked to me about, because either she want me to show her how to go find something dealing with her phone, and I did not understand. And so when I finally got on Facebook, I started resetting my phone. I'm like, what the hell going on with my phone? So I'm resetting it, and then it dawned on me like, this is what she was talking about. Mm-hmm. And for a while, guys, everybody's photos and everything off of Facebook disappeared. I don't know what Mark was doing. He came back and apologized to everybody, but everybody almost lost their damn minds.
The world froze when that thing went down.
It did. It really did. And it was, you could see all the people just so happy to be back connected with each other once it came back up. It was the funniest thing. It's like, I gotta agree. I felt like we were at a family reunion, and all the lights went out for a minute, and then they turned them back on and everybody could see each other again. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, damn, if this was to get shut off, what would we do? Like, what is it that we would do? Because we're so used to all of this. Did you know what was going on, Dr. Real, when it happened?
I didn't even know till I saw your post and you said something about your photos. And I was like, what happened?
Yeah, like where my damn photos at?
I Googled that the world had frozen because Facebook and Instagram was down. I'm like, that just shows how addictive, how everyone is addicted to that. It was bad. I'm not addicted to my phone. Yes, you are.
Right.
Because you reaching for your phone, some people reach for their phone, they ain't even say thank you God for waking me up or nothing. They go straight to that phone and they go to wherever their favorite app is, and that's where they at. And they ain't even wipe sleep by their eyes, cuss their eyes, or nothing. But that's
true.
the addiction of it, and just the fact that you see how the world reacted when they thought they lost. That is amazing. This is the stuff we tell on Facebook. Like when you were in the hospital back in the day, you know what I'm saying? You didn't take pictures of yourself in the damn hospital.
Right. Right.
You don't know that. Now people in the hospital, got stripped though. And you know, taking the picture. Like what? Like, damn. Like, I don't want to.
I was just talking about that the other day. That is so funny. Like, who is and then someone posted something one time, but you know what, in my mind, after I even read about it, I started thinking to myself, like, damn, I wonder what do they do. And they made a post. They was like, for y'all that get on here and start crying and recording yourself, do you start over? Like once you watch yourself crying before you post that video, do you start over and be like, yeah, that wasn't right, I'm gonna do this over again? Because it is so much. It's like y'all, the world is definitely different.
Now, if they're talking about something traumatic and they don't start out crying, it just happens as a natural reaction, that's different. But I don't think I would post that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I'm that emotional about something, it would have to be something that I want everybody to hear for me to be crying and still recording myself.
Right, right.
I'd rather go live with that, so it's not me recording, but just me live with it versus so you can see this natural reaction versus let me hold up. The tear ain't falling right here. Let me my face right. I ain't paused it, you know, so nah.
And that's what I was just about to say. Some of y'all can get them tears just right too, because I'm animated and I know when I look at certain stuff, I'm like, damn, they filmed like the tear fell right in time. Like y'all good at what you do. But I thought about that. I'm like, we're just so different now versus how we used to be. Damien said that little 6 hours had people lose their mind. You are absolutely correct because it did.
I was working, so I wasn't aware of it.
And he said it's a lot of Facebook and couch doctors on social media. So yeah, they thought they lost their jobs. They thought that they weren't going to be able to doctor people through whatever crisis that they're going on in the world and the stuff that's going on. So Damien, yeah, I think a lot of people was a little bit disappointed, and now they're happy-go-lucky since we're all back up and going. But that's it's funny, but good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. As always, we got another topic that we want to get into. I want y'all to engage with us with this topic. It's Dr. Real's topic, and I'm going to let him introduce the topic because I'm going to sit back, y'all. I want to learn all I can learn. I want to see y'all facial expressions. So y'all going to put some emojis or some GIFs or something in the chat, and let's just talk about a lot of this stuff that's going on. Dr. Real, what are we going to talk about tonight?
So, are you experiencing a dry spell in your marriage or relationship? It's kind of 1, 2, 3. I think like Kevin Hart said, you're doing the same move from the 80s on your woman or man, and they kind of know you're gonna lick them on the left nipple here and there, whatever the case may be. Well, we got a solution here. We're gonna talk about menage a trois or menage a non. So we want to know if that would be something that people are interested in or not. And I'm gonna break it down to why people want to do it, the pros and cons. There's pros and cons to everything, and introduce you to some websites if there's something you may be interested in, and we'll go from there. So again, it's called Menage a Trois or Menage a Non. Now this is a topic that 30 years ago, I don't know why I'm on 30 years, he's been my number tonight, but 30 years ago, this was a topic that was taboo, even though it was happening. This is not a new thing. It was happening. It's been happening many centuries ago. This ain't nothing new. But this has been happening for a long time. But now that we have become a very sexual awakened society, it's not as taboo as it was before. Like swinging. Swinging was a 70s thing that was prevalent then. But it was behind closed doors. You would go have a fake Tupperware party and really you swing with your neighbor. That's what it was. But there was a lot of drugs going on in the 70s too. Ask your mom and daddy, look around. So don't let them fool you. They might, if they have upside down pineapples, You better watch out. might still be human. Just saying. There was a survey done of 4,175 people, men and women. And shockingly for me, like I was telling Kesha in backstage, 87% of women were down for a threesome versus 95% of men. Now that was obvious. I was surprised the men wasn't damn near 100, but 95%. But the shocking part was 87% of women were open enough to admit it. That's what I was surprised about. I wasn't surprised about the number per se, but I was surprised about the number of women who was actually like, hell yeah, I'm down for a threesome. Like back in the day, you didn't ever heard that. That would have been something they may have shared with their partner, with their girlfriends, but they would never would have shared it with someone out here doing a survey. That just shows the sexual awakening, I believe, of our women now. Guys, these women ain't keeping it inside no more, brother. They telling you what they want, or vice versa. The men are telling women what they want, and now they're not ashamed of it anymore. It's not as taboo. But one thing you got to realize, fantasy does not always relate to reality. You may think it's fun doing a threesome until you've been in one. It's not as fun as people think it is. It sounds great for men, for 2 women. Bruh, if you can't satisfy one woman, well, what the hell you gonna do?
See, now let's stop right there, Dr. Rhea. That's the trick, because this is what I truly feel. I truly feel, to your point, if a man, like you said, if he can't satisfy 1, let alone 2, I think it's more so of a tag team to let somebody else do the satisfying, because now it means maybe I couldn't satisfy you with that, but I got somebody else to help us out. That still you ain't did nothing. So what ended up happening is that those other 2 people that really enjoyed each other, you're no longer in the equation, because they ain't even checking for you no more. You done brought something to the table is what you don't know. And now guess what? I'm looking at that. I ain't even looking at you. Yeah, you bought it, but you ain't it no more. Right. So a lot of people don't look at the long run of how that actually changes the dynamic of their relationship as well.
Right. That's what I'm about to get into. So in your relationship, if you approach your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, with this ideal of that, there are a couple of reasons that may be behind it. One, you've reached a point where you have, like I said, a sexual awakening in yourself. You started like really identifying, well, you know what? I'm not built for monogamy in the way that society explains it. And then you present that person that way. Or it could be a bucket list. Just something you want to check off your list of fun things. Or lastly, you're trying to bring some excitement back into your relationship. Not that you're trying to go out and be other people on the slick. You're really trying to bring some excitement, and this is what you think it is. But here's the trick. Your partner needs to be in it 100% and not just taking one for the team. Because what's going to happen is people think they can watch their spouse be with another person until they actually they're watching it. And let's just say, for example, it's 2 men and your wife. You know what I'm saying? And you unfortunately are not on the well-endowed side. But if you do the right way and you choose a stranger, you shouldn't choose a friend or a family member. That's just stupid. Like, that's just like blood and business don't mix. You shouldn't mix that sex with a friend or a family member. So you need to pick a stranger that both y'all agree on. Right. But that stranger come in like Mandingo, he touching parts of her vagina that she never felt before. Y'all better have some standards in place. Like, like there's no, this is a one-time occasion. There's no communication after this. There's no exchange of information or none of that stuff. You really got to keep it away, or you gonna have a Will Smith face when Jada was telling him about August.
Ooh, his face
he looked sick. He looked sick. He looked real. He looked almost sick. He was when he did that part about the daddy not taking it with Uncle Phil. That scene. He looked sicker than that. So you gotta have some standards in place, rules in place, in order for a threesome to happen. Like, who's the center of attention? Is it going to be the third party, or is it going to be your wife or you? And again, you have to ask yourself and be real with yourself. Can I sit there and really watch my spouse? Even woman on woman and you. Can I watch another woman put it on my wife? Because that can change your sexual dynamic after that's over with. Because she done had something, or you done had something. You get a woman to give you head like you never had before, and you look like you've been with a stun gun. You like a stun deer. You can't believe it. And your wife watching that. Are you gonna be fantasizing about that when y'all making love again? See, there's so many things because sex is so mental. People think it's physical, but it's very mental. If you're a person that you're jealous, you're not gonna do well with watching your spouse or girlfriend, somebody you really care about, engage with someone else. I don't give a damn what you say. If you're really in love with a person, you're not gonna want to watch that. That's how I feel. That's my opinion. You're not going to watch that. That's why I suggest if you're going to do a threesome, you do it before you get married or with someone that you don't have any kind of commitment to. Because then there won't be any feelings. It will be just sex because
that's why it's happening.
You're not having commitment. But nowadays, commitment is not what it was before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. To me, this is how I look at it. If you want to do those things, there's certain things to me you should do while you're single. And I'm talking about single. That's to me when you go out and have your fun. Now, true enough, when you've been with somebody a long time, there are only so many moves you can do. And as you get older, those moves are going to lower because you're not as flexible as you used to be. You know what I'm saying? For men, as we get older, unfortunately, sometimes if you don't take care of yourself, sometimes your man don't be as active no more. This shit just happens.
Right.
You get older. You know what I'm saying? When you was 20, you might could drive, you might can ride, have mega knees, and you can ride all night. You're 40 something, the check engine light come on about 2 minutes. So just and it's okay. But if you really care about that person, there's sex therapy you can go to. There's a dope shops you can go to. Like Megan said, girl, you put on 18 different weaves and you got 18 different women. You just gotta know how to change it up sometimes. You can be different. Men, we can't do so much, but women, y'all can be different. There's so many, you can bring sex toys into the room. You don't have to go this route. But if you do, and crazy to me is 1 out of 5 people have already done a threesome. I bet you we took a poll in this room, a private poll, you would be amazed how many people have already done it. Especially if
let's take a poll, y'all. No.
You just got to be very careful with it because, like I said, there's benefits to it if both of y'all with it, and one of y'all not coming along just because the partner want to do it. Because sometimes the fear if I don't give into it, be a man or woman, if I don't give into it, I might hear about it later. Because if someone is that committed to doing it, they may do it without you, and you're just gonna hear about it on the back end. And that's how you want to do it. But at the same time, you should have to coerce your partner to do something like that. It should be okay. We're gonna do it, and this is how we're gonna do it. But for
let me ask you this, Dr. Real, coming from a male perspective, and I know you can't speak for all males, but you can give us a little insight on why, because I'm going to cross out the younger days and say, not because everybody deserves to, feel all of their desires or whatever it is that they like to do. That's fair. But I want to skip that part and put men into the perspective of you're grown now. And a man with that mindset that is still interested and need that, what do you think is the reason why that is a need for a man?
Here's a fact I found that's perfect. A perfect segue is that desire for threesome peaks at 40 and lasts about 20 years until you're in your 60s for a lot of people. It peaks when we get older because, like, for women, you know what I'm saying, in your childbearing years, that's not your sexual height. Your sexual heighteness comes when you get in your 40s. That's when it's on and popping for you because, menopause is the next step. So your hormones are like, let's get it. In your early 20s to mid 30s, it was all about childbearing. And to be honest, your body adjusts after that. And then you don't understand how at 39 you was like a virgin, and at 40 you like, God damn, little king, let's go. Just ready, you're ready to go. But just like I said before, people want to eat when they're not hungry. I've always felt that way. Some people they're never satisfied, man or woman. They're just always going to want more than you can give. That's why I think sexual compatibility is so important when you get with somebody. It's just like me. It's just as important as knowing their financial status. Because if sex means a lot to you, then that's something that's going to be based on all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So one thing I know for sure, when you love somebody and you really love, and I know this, much women I've been around, I know about women for sure, you excuse stuff. So if dude penis ain't as big as you normally like, but you love everything else about him, you give that fool a pass. I've seen it too many times. You give the guy a pass until you don't really stop loving his ass, and then that pass goes away. You know what I'm saying? Because you like everything else he does, and you know that he ain't touching where you used to be touched at, but you just go with it because again, you care about him. The same thing for women. I mean, men towards women. The woman before her was, you know what I'm saying, she was whatever porn star you want to name. Like she was down for whatever. You get another woman, she ain't the same, but she's a better personality. She, you know what I'm saying, she's doing a lot better in life. Things are different from the person that was giving you the toe curls. It's the same difference for men and women. You know, but
like, you know what, Dr. Real? That's something what we talked about one other day. We were talking about loyalty and things that's needed in relationships. And I think exactly that is the reason why it happens. So many people are out here looking for love when it begins to mess with your mind. Like you said, it allows you to, you know, make up stuff or excuse stuff and past stuff because, you know, love is blind. You know, you're so deep in love to where you don't know what's going on. Me personally, I would take loyalty over love. I love myself enough for the both of us. That's one. You know what I'm saying? I love me. So I'm not really interested in anybody loving me, but loyalty is a must. Like loyalty over love any day, because if you're loyal to me, you don't even have to think about what you would do to hurt me because the loyalty is there. Right. And I think a lot of people choose love, and that's why we have all these things going on in the world today.
It's true. But there's something for everybody. And this is the thing, it's the world is so open. There's an app or a website for whatever kind of kink that you and your partner have. I can promise you can find it. There's actually Madison for married people that want to have affairs. That website is for that. You go on there and profile your picture, and then you start trolling for a couple or whatever you're looking for. And that's for married people only. It's not for single people, for married people. You have to be married to be on that site, which is absurd. Then there's a swingers. If you're down with swinging and you're in the Dallas area, there's a bunch of swinger clubs. One's called Colette Club. You pay $50 to get in there, and they prefer couples versus single people. Single women, yes. Single men, they like you to come on certain days, but it's in Dallas. If you're interested, it's called the ColetteClub.com. You can go there to the website and kind of dig in. They send out newsletters and emails and everything. If you're new to that lifestyle, they kind of guide you in. The crazy part about it, they have a hotel 3 doors down from them that they have a special discount with. You bring it's BYOB. You bring your own beverage. They don't serve any alcohol there. You have to bring it yourself. But guys, again, if this is something, I'm not judging nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know, full disclosure, I've been there, done that. So, and it wasn't nothing like I thought it was going to be. It was fun, but it wasn't like the movie show it. You know, the movie show it is everybody's having a great time and it's all beautiful and lovely and it's nasty and good, but in real life, you know what I'm saying? It ain't what, like I said, fantasy versus reality. Rarely does it go the way you have it pictured in your head. It just doesn't.
Right. So I really think, in my opinion, and like I said, I'm a visual person. Like if I see something, it takes a lot to get it out of my mind, and I'm actually going to base it off of what I'm feeling and what that looks like to me, and that's a hard situation. I've never been able to grasp a hold of sharing certain things. And I think that for a lot of women, I can't speak for all women, but most women and men too, like we feel that we deserve the best. And I would never want to be put in a situation. For one, it wouldn't be me and a guy and another woman. Like it wouldn't happen. That's one. But when a man gives you that open ground to allow you to, if you choose to be with another man, it shows a sign of weakness to me. Because like you said, everybody's not in relationships. So that's why it's so easy to get into these threesomes and there's no feelings involved, because most men are usually asking of this of people that they're not in a serious relationship with, or people that they're not married to, because like you say, they feel like their feelings won't be, there's no feelings that will be attached, and they really don't care. Which, to your point too, you never know until you do it, but that's the mindset, and that's why so many people are doing it. But it's a sign of weakness to me. I'm thinking insecurities. If you need another, if you're okay with any third person helping you do something in that type of relationship, that means it's a weakness that you have and something that you may not be able to do. Now, if all three people agree, I mean, have fun and do your thing. But for me, it's more so of my mindset is, why do you need help with somebody? Why you need somebody to help you with that? Like,
see, I don't even think it's even helping. Like I said, we had this conversation last week. I just feel like, for the most part, and what my research, what I'm about to say, they said is wrong, but a lot of people do it just to be able to experience other people. So your partner has become more like an asset. Then you don't see them as sexual no more, because y'all been together so long. You start looking at each other not like a friend, but that sexual tension, that passion you get from when you with somebody new is not the same as you with your spouse. That's going to happen. You have to know that. However, are you really willing to put everything y'all built together just to satisfy an itch? Like, who doesn't want to, like, even though you can love a person, who don't like new? Everybody like new.
But the percentage, the numbers, the difference is, Dr. Real, the numbers is in the proof is in the pudding. The highest percentage of people that are in relationships is on the low end and committed. That's on the low end. The high end and the higher percentage is just people that's having sex. They're not in a committed relationship. So my point is, they're not in a situation they have to really ask anybody to do anything. Right. It's more so of, I don't have to ask you, can I be sexual with this person over here? I'm all in the right to do it because I'm not committed to you. You have more of that going on versus committed relationships. So the reason why I say it's an insecurity thing, or you need some help, because most people aren't in a situation you have to ask to do that. We just may have an agreement to where you and I, we're just kicking it. You know, we do these things together. We have an understanding, but typically we're not committed. So if a person is asking a person of that caliber about a threesome or something, that's what will come to another single person mind, because we're not. So you need some help because, you know, it's one of them things. It's not that I have to fight to go and get something else, some new, because you're entitled to do what you want to do. And that's where the insecurities, in my opinion, come from. Yeah, and what I'm speaking on.
But the threesomes I'm referring to are people who are in relationships. Like,
okay,
when you're single and free, of course, you don't have to ask about anything because you're doing what you do. But this is more targeted towards people who are in a marriage or in a relationship, been together a long time. And a long time could be 5 years. Some people, a long time could be 30 seconds. I don't know. But a long time. You know, and again, like I said, if you're not careful, because of life, like, you know, you start living your life, you start paying bills, getting cars, having kids, you stop sexualizing your partner. You're not careful, you'll lose that, and then you're not roommates, you're not friends, but that tension that you used to have when you brush by and you know, and the man shivered, you brush by and touch a woman and she's like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? That if you're not careful, that goes away. So if you need a shot of energy to get in your sex life and threesomes for you, do what you do. As for me, like I said, I did that when I was single and young and didn't care about people's feelings at the time, or, you know, so that was a perfect time for me to do that. Now I'm married, not something that's on my bucket list to do because I've already done it. I like who I'm with. I love who I'm with. You know what I'm saying? I can close my eyes if I want to and imagine her to be anybody I want her to be, but I'm still with her. and vice
Right.
versa. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about someone having a fantasy. That's cool, but every fantasy can't become reality because there's consequences of that stuff. When you have it in your head and you're dreaming it up, you're not preparing for the consequences of the realness of it. Like you can be okay with it, and then you just be sitting out eating breakfast, and you're looking at her, and she's looking at you, and you start thinking about things that person was doing to her or him, and it's not as romantic or romanticized when you start replanning in your brain. And considering a person, if you're a selfish person by nature, that jealousy bug gonna come out because you're gonna start thinking, well, damn, she don't like that for me, or he was really giving it to her. Why I don't get like that no more? You know what I'm saying? So just be careful if you decide to go down that road. Talk it out have more than one conversation and come to a true consensual agreement that this is what we're gonna do. These are the do's and don'ts. Like you can't give her head. She can't, you know what I'm saying? He can't give you head. It can't be any kissing involved. You know what I'm saying? No intimacy. It's really have to be just raw. You know what? So establish rules, what do's and don'ts, who's the center of attention. But again, if you don't want to do that, role play, go to a sex therapist if you need to, get you an Adam and Eve account. There's so much stuff you can do. Get you a Kama Sutra book. There's so much stuff you can do to make what you got at home different.
Right. But I think it's a challenge for a lot of people. And that's what I wanted to piggyback off of what you're saying. That's when you know the type of man or the type of woman that you're dealing with, because people have become lazy, and anything that they can do to help them help the situation quicker, they're willing to just do that versus taking the time and putting the work in themselves. So, that's why it's easy for a man or a woman to cheat. Very easy. It's easy for a man and a woman. Yeah. And then there's a lot of people that are lonely. So there's a lot of stuff that, like you say, you will allow because you just want to say that you're with someone. But the real strength comes from, can you really be with just one person? And a lot of people are so weak, they can't do it. It's too much work.
Are we made to be monogamous is the question. Are we truly, as humans, are we designed to be monogamous? And there's been studies that said no. Because you got to think about back in the biblical days, people had 13, 14 wives and concubines. That was a deal. And then society made it to where, nah, that ain't what it is. You got to get married to one person, and that's you with the rest of your life. Are we as humans designed to be monogamous?
Right.
There's some of us who believe in the sanctity of love, and there's some, I want to have somebody to live life with, but I want to be able to have my cake and eat it too. And that's cool. You just better have some milk to drink that cake down.
Because, I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't like tasting your own medicine, stop writing prescriptions. Because you're not going, you might think you're gonna like it until it actually happens. How many times you thought something was a good idea until you actually implemented it? Like, damn, why the hell I do that for?
Right.
This is one of the things that once you open Pandora's box on that, you can't close it back. And that's the thing I think people don't think about. You can't close that back.
Yeah.
Once you open that door. You might find out your girl actually is a lesbian when another woman eats her. That might trigger, this is who I really am. And you like, well, damn.
And women are very emotional. The thing is, fellas, and like Dr. Will is saying, you're thinking that you want to open up Pandora's box, but a lot of men fail when it comes to showing their woman emotion. A lot of men fail with tapping into their women emotional side, and women connect with each other really easily because they understand each other. So now that you're introducing all these things, and now you become to feel left out because a lot of women are now in relationships with each other because you've introduced it.
And like guys, you know our egos. I don't care how confident you are, your egos are fragile. You watch another man dominate your woman in ways you know you can't. Are you going to be able to live with that image? Are you going to start having erectile issues when y'all go to be intimate because all you can see is him dominating her? Like, are you able to be like, okay, I'm cool with that? And I'd say for most guys, that's a negative. That's why you see more female. Guys want more female male versus male female.
Right.
That's why you see that.
Yeah, and fellas, I don't know. Like we got to stop being lazy. Like we got to, as a people, and that's for men and women. If it's something that you're dealing with the person that you're involved with, and you would like to see other things, try other things, do other things, communication is the key. Like you have to really actually communicate, and you can't be afraid to do that, to get a person to understand the things that you like. And that's what I think the problem stems from as well. A lot of people don't want to communicate and talk about this stuff. They think that other people are supposed to just know, and they read their minds. Just like Damien said, I've seen friendships and marriages break up after doing those sexual acts. Yeah, because she liked that better now, and now she don't like you, or he vice versa. Like
sounds good until you do it.
it's
It sounds
true.
good until you do it.
Yeah, because when you have people that are not indecisive about certain things, that kind of messes up and break up things as well. Like I always say, I'm indecisive about a lot of things, but that's one thing I'm not indecisive about. And it's not gonna be hard for me to make a choice. If I like that, I'm gonna go be with that. I ain't gonna be with you, and you're gonna know that. So if I'm able to tap into a new person and you allowed me to do this, just know that it ain't gonna be hard for me to make a choice. I'm gonna make a choice. It's gonna be simple because I know what I already want.
You have to be careful.
We've been talking. Do you have some quotes? It's 9:02. We've let the time get away from us. You have quotes for us tonight, Dr. Real?
Remember the enemy, and I guess this really falls into this topic 100%. Remember the enemy will come in the form of everything you want versus what you need. And a lot of us are falling for that. And lastly, we have become so enamored with being ride or die that we fail to realize it's the ride and the driver that is killing us. So don't be a ride or die. Don't stay somewhere that you're not joyful. Damn happy. I'm tired of saying, well, I'm happy. You know what? Happy is a fleeting emotion. You can be happy with your drink at the club and somebody bump and knock it out your damn hand. You ain't happy no more. Quit focusing on being happy and focus on being joyful, because you got joy in your heart and it's real. Can't nobody or nothing take that from you.
Facts. Oh man, y'all, this was a really, 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 really good show tonight. We were able to tap into a lot of different topics. Like I said, we love doing this with you guys because it's so much fun. So we look forward to Wednesday nights. So don't forget to catch our other shows, the Mompreneur podcast. I'm very excited about the end of the month, the show coming up. I get a chance to sit at the round table with some of the ladies. So I'm very excited for that show. We also have Buying with Selling with Bree on Mondays. So get your real estate on so you can pay attention to what's going on around here in these streets, and continue to keep rocking with us on Wednesday nights. Myself and Dr. Real, we're going to always bring you the current events and things that's going on, throw a couple of politics in there, but we're going to always make it fun. Did you want to give a shout out to anyone before we jump off of here?
Yeah, for those who didn't know, I'm a wedding officiant and also a notary public. I can do weddings. I'm ordained to do funerals, house blessings, you name it. I got a website coming up shortly, working on some things, but you look out for Real Motivational Wedding Officiant and Notary Public by Dr. Real.
Hey, see, it's going down. Y'all just gotta keep up with us so y'all can know what's going on and y'all can be in the know. Well, y'all, it is 9:04 and we ain't got to go home, but we definitely got to get the hell up out of here. We will see you guys next week. So you guys have a safe night, and we enjoyed you. Peace.
Yes, sir. Oh.